Welcome into the Kansas City Chiefs Report. I am your host, Harrison Graham. The biggest story in all of the NFL today is Brett Veach talking to the media about the future of a few of his players. It's not Tom Brady retiring. It's the future of the Chiefs. Let's be honest about all that. Let's talk with Orlando Brown here, as Veach had a press conference this morning and, did the typical GM into the season stuff, was asked about impending free agents, including Orlando Brown, and Veach made it pretty darn clear that Orlando Brown is going to be a part of this team's future. I mean, and which makes sense, right? You don't trade how much you traded for him unless that was going to be the case. And quite frankly, I actually thought Orlando Brown played a lot better as the year went on. Took a little bit of getting used to the new scheme coming over from Baltimore, but by the end of the year, I thought he was pretty rock solid. Here's what Brett Veach had to say, quote, "I thought Orlando did a great job. He's as dependable as can be. We expect him to be our left tackle moving forward." The Chiefs are committed to Orlando Brown. I expect a long-term deal to get done at some point. Now, obviously, those things have to get worked out, and the Chiefs have a lot of big contracts, so there will be some negotiating going on this offseason. But you don't make the trade that you did and watch him improve throughout the season and let a 25-year-old offensive tackle who's still improving just go. Like, he is going to be on this team moving forward, and that is a good thing for Kansas City. Should the Chiefs keep Orlando Brown long-term? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. We're going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. So during this YouTube ad break, just go on down to the pinned comment, reply right there with a simple Y or an N. Ian Rapoport did mention that the franchise tag could be possible. He even said likely, then potentially a new deal, a huge priority, and payoff for a nice trade. Now, I think what he's saying here is he could get tagged, and then a deal will come this season, but the tag will just be a safety net so another team doesn't come in and sign Orlando Brown. I don't think Rappaport is implying that Orlando Brown will play on the tag for a whole year. Obviously, that is a possibility, but a lot of teams, they tag players, buy themselves more time to get a long-term deal done because then you have until like July to get that done. It's as simple as this. You can't trade for Orlando Brown with the capital you did. Not that they give up an insane amount, but then just boot him. Just let him walk. Like, that's just not how you run business. Like, you traded for a young, talented tackle. There were some growing pains early on in the year, but by the end of the year, you realize this is why you paid for him, because he has the potential to be an all-pro left tackle. So he's going to be here. Once you traded for him, that was very, very clear. And again, I thought Orlando Brown by the end of the year looked really good. Second half of the season, he was strong. Early on, it was like, man, he's giving up sacks. He's getting whipped, but he came from a power run scheme in Baltimore to a more pass-happy, spread-it-out scheme in Kansas City. And people don't realize that stuff matters, especially for young offensive linemen. Think about the changes Orlando Brown's already had to endure. In Baltimore, he had to go from right tackle to left tackle because Ronnie Stanley got hurt. Then he goes from this power run scheme over to Kansas City, which is more of an air-it-out attack. I mean, that's a lot of changes just in the first 3 or 4 years of his NFL career. I expect him to get a long-term deal, and it's probably going to be for over $100 million. Subscribe to the Chiefs Report for the best Chiefs coverage here on YouTube. Trying to get to 30,000 subs as soon as possible. When news drops, we cover it here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report, so don't miss any of it. It's youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Let's talk about Honey Badger now. He will continue to be a hot topic this offseason. Is he gone? I think there's a pretty good chance. Brett Veach, while he was very committal on Orlando Brown, he was non-committal on Tyrann Mathieu. Now, he did not shut the door by any means. He says they love Tyrann Mathieu, they love his emotion, his passion, and they value what he brings to this team and what he's done for the past 3 years. Now, Tyrann Mathieu has obviously made it very, very clear that he wants to return in 22. Here's what Veach had to say on Honey Badger. I wouldn't say that's necessarily true when it comes to, because someone asked him if Honey Badger will be gone. He said, that's Tyrann just being his genuine self. He always speaks from the heart. He's referring to this quote that Mathieu said on Monday about his future chances in Kansas City. Quote, I hope so. Ever since I came here, I just try to be the right kind of teammate, try to play my part. It's always that feeling that you could make more plays for your team, but I'm hoping it works out. I don't have any control over that. I feel like everything that is within my control, I tried best to handle it and do it with a smile. I love this team. I love this locker room. There are a lot of coaches I have great relationships with. I am hoping. This feels like it's 50-50 at best, quite frankly, that Tyrann Mathieu returns. something has to give when you run a juggernaut team like this, because a lot of guys get a lot of money and you can't keep them all. I would like to see Tyrann Mathieu come back. Maybe he's a tag candidate, but I think that's probably going to be Orlando Brown, at least initially. So, Tyrann Mathieu's kind of the natural guy. If you have to let a guy go, it's probably him, because he's going to be 30 next year. He didn't play as well this year. So, I think it's 50-50 at best that he will return. What do you guys think? What do you want to happen? Do you want Honey Badger back? I do, but I do understand the business side of it. Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Get your votes in on this one in the comments. We'll talk a little bit more about Honey Badger in a moment, but shout out to BetUS for being our sportsbook partner all season long. Made a bunch of money betting on the Chiefs for most of the year. Obviously lost some money last weekend, but I'm going to make a lot of it back during the Super Bowl, and you can too. Chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Promo code Chiefs125 to get 125% deposit bonus. Here are the betting odds of Super Bowl 56. The Rams are 4-point favorites. The total over-under at 48.5 points. I actually like the over in this game. I think this could be like a 30-27, 28-24 type of game between Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow. So if you feel good about this point spread or these betting odds, obviously Super Bowl prop bets will be available soon as well. Go check it all out. Chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Promo code is Chiefs125. Again, I would like Tyrann Mathieu back at the right price. Now, I'm not going to overpay him. I'm not giving him $15 million a year for 3 years, $45 million in total. You can't do it. You just can't do it. I'd like to can you get him back for 2 years and $20 million? 2 years, $22 million, $10, $11 million per year. It'd be a discount. He could make more money elsewhere, I think, but it's tough, and it's tough for him because he didn't play as well this year. I know he still had 3 picks, but he missed a lot of tackles down the stretch. He kind of disappeared at times. Still a really good player, still a great leader for this team. I'm taking nothing away from Honey Badger. They don't win the Super Bowl without him in 2019. There is simply no doubt about that, but we can acknowledge that his play dipped. We can acknowledge that he played better in 2019 and in 2020 than he did in 2021. All these things factor in. You factor in the Chiefs' cap situation. You factor in all the contracts they have. Now, if you let him go, safety becomes a need because Juan Thornhill's the only one under contract. But that's what the draft's for. That's what cheaper free agents are for. When you build a team, you can't keep everybody, so we'll see what happens with Tyrann Mathieu. Let's stick with the defense now. Brett Veach did kind of make it clear that we have some work on the defensive side. That was a quote from him. More free agents on the side of the ball, and also just the fact that the defense was, kind of all over the place. Now, again, as far as the AFC title game goes, not on the defense. But throughout the year, it was just a roller coaster. Started bad, got better, got worse again. It's just inconsistent from Steve Spagnuolo's group this season. So you kind of look at, okay, what does this defense look like moving forward? Well, you got 5 starters that are going to be free agents. Tyrann Mathieu's the big one, obviously, but I think Melvin Ingram's a big one. The way he played down the stretch, he could command some money on the open market. I don't know how much, but going to be more than like the vet minimum. I think he could get $5 or $6 million on a 1-year deal. Charvarius Ward, who I thought played great against Cincinnati, by the way. The way he bounced back this year, I thought was damn impressive. I think he could make some money on the open market. Anthony Hitchens, I'm not as concerned about him. You have Willie Gay and Nick Bolton. But Jarran Reed, a guy who played better toward the end of the year as well. You've got guys who are available or who are going to be available for other teams. Plus, if you're Kansas City, you also have to make a decision on Frank Clark, who has 2 years left on his deal. But as we discussed in Monday's video, you can save money by cutting him, which is great. But if you do cut him, that's another starter you have to fill. Maybe Michael Dana is ready to fill that role. Maybe you cut Clark and bring back Ingram for cheaper. That could be a possibility as well. But the defensive side of the ball, it needs a little bit of retooling. I won't say rebuilding. You still have some core players, and Chris Jones, L'Jarius Sneed. I think Rashad Fenton's starting to enter that category. Hopefully Juan Thornhill can play well. I love the linebackers with Willie Gay and Nick Bolton. But, there's still some other spots. You need some pass rushers. Probably need at least 1, if not 2, defensive tackles. So the defensive side of the ball is an area to watch out for this offseason. Will the Chiefs be better next year on defense? Let me know. Type B for better. Type W for worse. I don't know. It was just such a train wreck this year with the up and down play. It's hard to see. Obviously, we'll see if anything happens with Spags as well. I would guess he's back, but who knows what's going to happen on that front. I'll tell you this, though. As soon as we get any clarity on any of that stuff, we'll have a video for you guys, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Plan is to go live tomorrow on Wednesday, 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 Central. And then I think starting next week, we'll shift back to our Monday live programming. But during the playoffs, we've had to move things around. Subscribe. We'll keep you guys in the know with everything surrounding the Chiefs. We'll see you soon here on the Chiefs Report.